Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I'm Will, and I'm joined by my co-host over here, the Greeze. You can go ahead and give a shout out and say hello and all those things you do, Greeze.
Guys, I'll be honest. If you just loved that intro from Will, then you're going to want to support Will. And you can do that by hitting that subscribe button. If you're already into this episode right now and you're like, dude, these guys know what they're talking about already, subscribe.
Thumbs up, too.
Thumbs up. Yeah, you got to hit the thumbs up. Because it doesn't even matter if it's bad or good.
Yeah, it could be a bad thumbs up.
YouTube doesn't care. They just like that you clicked on something. So
yeah,
that's free. Do it.
Do a sarcastic thumbs up if you hate us. Be like, y'all are great.
Right.
Yeah, all right. All right. So we are live tonight.
What glasses are you drinking out of? Because I know exactly what glasses I'm drinking.
I've got what do they call this? Kinsey glass. That wasn't what I was going to call it. And then got one of these.
I always know what it's called because I dated a McKenzie back in the day. Isn't that on brand for Habersham County?
Yes.
McKenzie.
Yeah. I almost said that sounds like someone from Habersham.
I hope she's not watching.
And y'all called her Kinsey as well. You didn't throw the Mac on there.
We called her MK.
Oh, that's a little bit more aggressive.
We called MK.
Okay.
No, that's not what we did. We just called her MK.
All right. So we are live tonight. We haven't been live in a while, but Greeze and I have been both traveling. We, as you noticed, there were some sporadic videos. We only had one, really two over the last month, I'd say. But I'm drinking out of the Wisdom glass and the Kinsey glass. And Greeze, you've got the...
I don't have anything in this one yet, but it's a big fat BS and bourbon one.
Yeah.
Because James
we call that one the
Bob
Bob.
Are fat.
Yeah, we call that the Bob.
Well, James is too. Have you seen?
Yeah, he is. He's
like, I got a new baby.
Hey,
I get to eat what I want.
Who am I to be talking?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, you know he's driving down the road.
Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. It's not going to be
down the road
today.
Tonight.
No. He needs to be driving, and he's going to text us.
We're going to get one of those expletive-laced text messages.
Yeah, but that's all that dude has. That's all he has.
Right.
Is cuss words.
Yeah.
That's all he knows what to do.
He's creative with them.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
Yeah. His pee hits the water a little light.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you can't trust him.
He didn't have enough force.
By the way, I'm drinking out of a hand-blown, probably a $40 shot glass tonight, just because, I can get my nose down further.
And then you've also got, you got the Bob glass. So this is a live edition. We're just going to take some phone calls. If you're watching live on YouTube, you can look down and there's the call-in number. I'm only going to say it one time, but I'm going to draw your attention that it is the appropriate number. 270-612-2275. Only time I'm going to say it because people that are listening later, that's just filler content.
Totally. So, well, we already have a call, and I don't know how quickly we want to get to it, but it's a buddy of ours. And there's some history behind this buddy.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and
let's bring him on.
Light him up.
We'll talk a little bit about it.
All right, we got Brandon on the phone. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up? Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely. Thanks for calling in.
Dude, this is first-time caller, long-time listener, isn't it?
Yeah, first time, long time.
Yes, sure is.
First time, long time.
Yeah.
All right, so those...
I've actually got a question for you because it says call in with your question.
Oh, 100%. Can we preface it with Brandon? He's on an early episode. He had never had whiskey before. Will and I sat down with him and he agreed to try bourbon for the first time on the show. Guys never looked back.
Yep.
It's so much fun. But anyway,
Right.
back to you, Brandon. You go ahead and ask your question.
It is true. And it's called A Friend's First Bourbon. It's like episode 4 or 5 or something like that.
There you go. A friend's first
Yeah.
bourbon.
That's right.
You can see all the episodes too
Yeah.
at the podcast.com.
That's right.
Yeah, and you were right. Well, I kind of like suggested being on the show, and then obviously you poured some, 3 starter bourbons for me. I don't even remember. I think one of them was Old Forester.
One was
of them
Buffalo
Old
Trace.
Yeah, no
Granddad,
Buffalo
I think.
Trace.
One was Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked back. I remember Greeze went with me to pick my first bottle out. I picked out a God, I can't. It was 10-year-old.
Henry McKenna. Henry McKenna.
Henry
Yep.
McKenna. Yeah.
That's it. Yep.
That was
It was an epic
before
bottle.
Henry
But
McKenna
now I have
was
a really-
Henry McKenna.
That's right. Yeah.
It was like super cheap and easy to find. It was great.
Oh, dude, it was like 30
speaking-
bucks and just sitting 6 deep everywhere.
I know, it was crazy.
Yeah.
So I've got a question.
Yeah,
Let's hear
buddy.
This is an important question. So my wedding is next April,
Okay.
and we have to get all our own alcohol. And obviously we want to get some good alcohol, but we don't want to go crazy because we have, guests that are going
Budgets
to
and
drink
all.
a lot.
Right.
So we're making old fashions, and I'm wondering what should our well bourbon be for the old fashions? What's
Ooh.
your suggestion?
Well,
Yeah.
Old.
Old Forester 90 proof.
Oh, so you'd say
Hands
90
down.
proof.
Hands down.
See,
I would,
still say
because
100
you've got
proof.
at a wedding, you have, if you want people to enjoy the cocktail
Mhm.
from, little kid, no,
Little kids, no, I don't think
21-year-olds,
so. Right.
21 is it 21 now?
Yeah.
Or did they
It
lower
has
it?
been for a very long time.
I know, but they lowered that.
They
They lowered like cigarettes, didn't they?
No, they raised
Oh, they
cigarettes
raised cigarette. That's
to
smart.
21. Yeah.
That's
All
not-
tobacco products are now 21.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Crap. Where was I, Will? My headphones.
You were
just
saying
went
if
out.
you want everyone to enjoy it, you're saying that you should go with the 90 proof Old Forester.
Yeah, because you've got so many different demographics of people there. Now, if it's a smaller wedding, which I know, Brandon, I think that's what you're kind of sort of doing.
Yeah, it's going to be like 100 to 120 people max.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, for $30, or it might even be less than that.
For a handle.
Oh no, I was thinking for the just regular fifth of Old Forester. I haven't seen
For
handles
90
in a minute.
proof? No, it's a lot cheaper than $30.
Is it? Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
like
was gonna
it's
say.
like
I bought it with a
18.
Chateau de la Baude, Bardstown.
Yeah, you just you just split that in half. That
Mm.
price. You're like, well, I mean, this is probably only 120.
So
it's
I
like $80.
initially was thinking Wild Turkey 101.
That's what I would have said. I would have said Wild Turkey 101.
Okay.
But you're going to pay a little bit more for it. So,
Yeah.
I'm in a huge.
But it's a little higher proof. It's kind of going to cut. It's going to cut through. It's going to be a more spirit forward old fashioned.
Here's the deal, guys.
I mean, that's the kind of drinks I prefer. But I know like it's it's touch and go with some people who aren't used to the
see,
bourbon.
here's the thing though. I've made some old fashions for my dad recently. And I don't know if I should say that online, but I was using 100 proof whiskey. Not that he really drinks standard neat whiskey ever. And he's really enjoyed it with 100 proof. And so that's someone who doesn't really have a palate, doesn't have a lot to frame it from, and still really enjoys it with 100 proof. Ty Gallenbeck also said Rittenhouse Rye. Solid choice there if you want to go rye old fashioned.
Yeah.
That's going to be a little bit more pricey though than the Wild Turkey, I
That's
think.
true.
So I would still
Yeah.
lean towards Wild Turkey 101 because I think it's great, and if you have leftovers, you're going to be happy you still have it.
Yeah, that's a great
That's true.
option.
And it's such an underrated bourbon.
Yeah.
It really is.
Oh, it's probably the most underrated for the price.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
you can get
And-
Sure.
right now.
Yeah, right. That's easy to get. And I'm going to, of course, bring a couple of my special bottles for people who appreciate bourbon. So, select people who will know it's behind the bar. Like, I'm not going to just make that like readily available for everybody. But
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
I was just thinking of something for the cocktails, you know. So, and I thought I'd bounce it off the two of you. I thought that was a good question. I
Hey.
sort of like didn't have a question when I called in because I was just calling to shoot the crap with the two of you.
No,
and
I like the
have fun,
question
'cause
though.
It's been a minute,
Yeah.
you know. So
It has
yeah.
been a minute, buddy.
Let's see. We've got a few comments.
Mhm.
Rob is saying Wild Turkey 101 is my favorite for old fashions. I agree. It's a really good choice.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Brian said Elijah Craig's single barrel in an old fashioned is solid. Old Forester 100
Oh,
too.
Small batch. That means small
Oh,
batch.
sorry, not
Yeah.
single barrel, small batch. Yeah. Which
Just
would
for
be
audio, that
90,
people see.
94 proof. We could split
Yeah,
the
that's pretty
difference
good.
and say,
Yeah.
but once
Also,
again,
if anyone has like
it'll be
good
crazy.
old fashioned recipes, I'm open to that as well.
You know what you
Like,
could
you know,
do?
kind of like doing that.
And Brian said go with Bullet Rye for old fashioned. What you could do, Brandon, is they have like the liter bottles of Eli Mason you can buy now. Like, so you can buy a bigger bottle, and so it's easier to batch for a larger crowd. So you get like 3 bottles of Wild Turkey and 1 bottle of
and try it out
of the Eli Mason, mix that up, and you can kind of, you know, tweak it to your taste a little bit. And that makes it easy to batch. And I think you can get those on elimason.com. I don't know if they have them in the stores, but they ship quickly. So some stores around here may actually have it. Maybe like Red Dog used to have the large bottles, but I know a guy who can tell me exactly where to get them. So,
hey, Brandon, is your signature?
I feel like we could.
Go ahead, buddy.
Yep. No. I said I'm sure we could find out how to get this.
Yes. Yeah.
Is your signature cocktail that night at Old Fashioned?
Well, we're doing a couple signature cocktails. We're doing a gin and tonic type cocktail. We're doing like a spicy margarita and an old fashioned. So we're doing like.
Got it. Okay, because I was gonna say if that was like a specialty cocktail, one and done, like that's your signature cocktail for tonight, I would say that you probably need to go with Eli Mason. But honestly, I mean, you can make 50 old fashions for people, you know, with bitters and the orange peel and, you know, fancify them if you want to.
I might play around with some different recipes and some different spirits to, like, you know, decide what I like best.
You know what the most cost-effective way to do this is, though? Between now and April, Greeze will most certainly have some sort of Nook party. So just be on the lookout for that.
Oh, that's true.
Bring a duffel bag and just slowly scoot some bottles into it. That's the most cost-effective way. And then you can have your own personal blend.
I don't know if anybody can see this in the YouTube world, but let me go ahead and tell you for the podcast world what's happening right now. I'm holding up a Ring camera, and I've got 6 of them outside surrounding my perimeter.
It's not plugged in. So
it's batteries.
How often do you change that battery?
Dude, I've got this thing on a like record every 5 minutes, and it dies about every month.
So basically,
it only goes every 5 minutes
from the Nook.
No, basically, first of all, it's pointing towards the Nook. If you were to look outward, there's plenty to go around that's not being filmed. But
that one's not there anymore.
If he's on every 5-minute rotation, dude, just
actually, I feel like
wait
I
2.5 minutes.
He's really drunk, and then just like ask him if there's any bottles that he's just trying to like, you know, like donate to a good cause.
Bring a Ziploc bag, Brandon. Bring a Ziploc bag. Ask me for a pour. I will pour it for you in your glass, and you just shove it in the Ziploc bag. Do that 40, 50 times. You just got 2 bottles for free, and Lord only knows what that would be. That'd be an infinity bottle.
It could be like freaking George T. Stagg. Who knows?
Yeah.
Some George T. Stagg old fashions up in here.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, Brandon, thanks for calling in. Hope we were helpful.
Yeah, I'll let you guys get to some more calls.
Awesome. Thank you, Brandon. All right, so
phone lines are open,
wide open.
270-612-2275.
No, I said we aren't going to call. Say it again because it annoys the listener.
Oh, well, I was going on a rant though.
Oh, sorry. I'll let you continue. And with it, just say 2275 and just go with it. Just.
Nope.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not doing it.
That's fine. So you can call in if you got. You don't have to have a question. It says questions below, but we pre-made that.
Oh yeah.
Just call in and talk, and you could play a game called Make Grease Laugh. I like that one. It's pretty easy to do, so give it a whirl and see what happens. If you try to make me laugh, that's a little bit more tough because I am a broken man. So we next week will not we'll get back into our rhythm. So right after this, we'll be wearing the same clothes next week. I promise.
No, I
you.
brought an extra shirt.
I'll be wearing the exact same clothes next week. I promise.
planned.
And
my
that's the
house.
first time that ever happened.
It's-
I love
it's
it's like
my
I
house.
brought it. It's like you could have not brought it and just gone upstairs anyways. But
But
we're gonna record next week's show, and on that one, just as a little heads up, we're going to be going over kind of our trip reports of where we both have been,
cocktails, whiskey hunting,
All sorts of
fishing,
fun things that we've
my
done.
family reunion that we
Yeah.
have a few things to discuss.
Yeah, I've heard that you've said I've got things to say.
I do have things to say.
So, but yeah, like we said, the point of this one was to kind of reconnect with the audience, and hear some voices we haven't heard in a while. I'm seeing people in the chat right now I know have things to say. So go ahead and make your voice heard. Also, if you're a patron, there was a patron post.
Your donation doubled. Make your voice heard.
Yeah, there was a patron post that you may have seen that said that if you're a patron, you're going to get maybe a little something in the mail if you do call in.
If you do
tonight.
call in.
So,
What's
but
Brandon
Brandon
Rice?
was a patron. Thank
was.
you for your patronage.
I'm gonna hook him up tomorrow.
Patreon.com/the podcast is a
Mhm.
great way to support us and our ventures and misadventures and things of that nature. We're currently drinking.
Yeah, what are we drinking? You
I
just
went and
poured
got
it.
this off the table. This is why I was winking and nodding to Brandon. This
yeah.
good
I
stuff.
mean, I was like,
This is a
feels good.
2017 Four Roses LE. It's 108 proof on the nose. It's delicious.
This is the most aromatic pour that I've had in a very long time.
aromatic.
Barrel proof,
Yeah.
older aged, classic freaking Four Roses. Way more aromatic than those traditional single barrels, if I'm being honest.
We should also say hello to Facebook groups.
Oh yeah, we're on
'Cause
Facebook.
You put this live not only on YouTube but also to
Yeah, because I was like, even if like two people
podcasters
watch
and-
it,
Yeah, well, and I see
it's
a
like, who
couple.
cares?
The problem with Facebook is it just says Facebook user, but it
You
does
gotta
say
add the extension or whatever.
here's Facebook user tuning in from Daytona. Love you guys. That's Eric. So I know Eric's having some fun in Daytona, having some cigars, drinking some whiskey,
Okay, this
seeing a manatee, a dolphin, and a bathing suit top float by. So he's having a good old time down there in the Sunshine State. So Zach Jones just made a comment about Courtney, which when I was coming in, you said there were cousins up there. Any of them related to Courtney?
I'm sorry, there's kind of some cool news
Well, I was
trying to research. I'll let you research. What was your question?
Well, I just said Zach Jones mentioned Courtney, and then
That's a completely different
and then
family
you
group.
said there's cousins up there.
Oh yeah, no, you don't mess with these cousins, dude. Let me go ahead and tell you something.
do mess
You
with
don't try
Courtney?
to you don't try to kiss these cousins.
Uh-oh.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them are burning cigs. We go to a casino.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're just doing the classy things.
Right.
And we do, however, there's a lot of debauchery, but we do, however, do have a church memorial service to honor the ones that have passed away in our family
In the reunion.
at the reunion.
Don't give too much away because that's for next week.
you got to sprinkle some teasers out there because they don't know why I'm bringing
it's
that
a
up.
Church memorial service, but it's not for the Lord. It's for those that have dearly departed,
Well, we had an uncle this year that decided it was going to be about the Lord,
or at least not about the
or
Lord.
not about
Yeah.
the Lord.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So Greeze just sent me, and I'm guessing this came from one of our groups.
that came from Casey Bright.
Yeah, that said there's a store, Joe's Beverage Warehouse in Romeoville, Illinois. Romeoville is a heck of a name of a city, and they're saying
kiss it.
big things are coming. We'll be the first retailer in Illinois to select a barrel of Blanton's Gold. They're also receiving their annual Weller Full Proof Bourbon store picks. I want to move to Romeoville. 100%. That's on my list of places to go because they're getting some good picks.
A Blanton's Gold
Suburb of
single
Chicago,
barrel.
but Blanton's Gold. So essentially, which makes
They're just
sense
not proofing it down.
because they, for a long time, allowed you to select your
Proof of
proof
Weller.
Weller. And so on this one, they're just letting you select your proof of Blanton's. Now, I guess it only makes sense for brands that have different proofs. Like they're not letting you select the 101 proof Eagle Rare.
Right.
That's reserved for 17.
Right.
Which that also makes sense. Because we want to make that be special in its own way.
Well, 17 daggum years old. They've been sitting on. They've been paying them taxes.
Right. Yeah.
They're pissed. They're pissed. They're like,
100%.
we got to sell this thing for $100.
Yeah. But that's
they went
cool.
up. But
so that will be oddly more people may have an opportunity to get Blanton's Gold store picks than have regular opportunity to get like just Blanton's. Because the stores are getting a larger allocation of a store pick because they're getting a full barrel of 6-ish-year-old whiskey.
here's the
200 bottles.
Here's the problem. I don't know how these retailers are going to roll them out. But
well, that's going to be up to them.
It's 100% up to them, whether they, but the barrel's going to last 30 minutes. I don't know if it's that big of a,
but if they're getting
perk.
if they're getting 6 Blantons on the regular and that's it.
Oh, and then they get
Those
a whole
are gone 30 seconds.
Yeah.
The math checks out.
Oh no, I mean he's gonna make a ton of money off that barrel. He can charge double retail for it if he wanted to.
Immediately, how high do you think the secondary is on a Blanton's Gold store pick?
500. The first ever one, I think way higher. I bet it's 1,000 or 1,200 bucks.
Ones hit. Well, people also aren't going to know if it actually was the first one or not, right? Like he's just saying we know that we're the first one in Illinois because the distributor told them that. But you're never really going to be able to figure out which the very first barrel.
I bet $600. I bet $600.
I think 5. You're probably right though.
Yeah.
Also, I think I undervalue things. So
you undervalue me.
Depends.
You value me?
Well, at all would be maybe over. I mean, I value you.
All maybe
you're a human. You have rights.
Okay. So you are my friend because I have rights. That's where we just got to on the podcast.
Yeah.
We're friends because you are born with inalienable rights.
Inalienable. See, I don't value you too much, but we go. We got someone coming through the screening process right now, so we'll get to that in a minute. But I brought some friend pours. I thought so. This is a fun concept I thought about doing for that fishing like little channel and doing some stuff
Whiskey Bucker.
So I thought about it's going to be very sporadic when something goes up there.
Oh, 100%. Like,
but it's
you can't fish 3 days a week.
Can I not?
Well,
but here's so I'm going to try to do everything as a theme. Like I did that bluegills in Barton. And I did the anyhow, here's a theme I have. I'm going to take a sample someone sent, and I have some flies that our buddy Brian from Colorado, he sent me those flies, remember?
Yeah.
And so I'm going to do whiskey and flies from a friend. So I'm going to do a sample bottle of some whiskey someone sent me to review.
Yeah.
And I'm going to only fish with a fly that he sent.
That's fun.
So that's kind of a concept.
This episode sponsored by good people.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
If you enjoy this content, please hit subscribe and the thumbs up, or you can hit the thumbs down. Don't care. Do not care. Will cares, but I don't care.
So I'm going to pour us up one. And then these are two actually from a friend in Colorado, from Chris, that I've had.
Kobiak.
And this is the first time we've been back together since he sent these. So I brought them over the very first time.
Because we've had a flood of Chris stuff come in recently, but only because I couldn't find 2 of his boxes.
Right. So we're just working through it because we're in debt. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour this one up. Parker's Heritage Double Barrel 2022.
I'll do this in Fat Boy James Bob glass.
Yeah, I'm gonna save this with my wisdom glass. Wisdom. That's like a whiskey the poo type of thing. I'm gonna keep a little bit for myself for later.
Went straight to my bottom.
Yep. All right, here we go. So
gravity works, baby.
we've got Brian.
Is that
I don't know
Waller?
which Brian. I mean, we have a lot of Brian friends. You know what 703 area code?
Yeah.
I'm checking that one out. All right, but we're gonna add Brian to the show. He's from Bourbon Drinking City.
He's from Bourbon Drinking City.
That's just
That
what it
is
says.
fake.
Brian, you on the line, bud.
Wait, is this Bourbon Man?
Hello.
It is Brian
No,
Wallen.
This is not. Brian Wooler, yes. Good to hear you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you? Happy Monday.
I've told Will that your expertise in a certain area might come in handy for us in shortly.
Yeah, well, hopefully you can help me with this one. So my question is, outside of Tennessee and Kentucky, what are some great bourbon drinking cities to visit in the U.S.?
Oh, I love San Diego because they have some great whiskey bars there.
In Gaslamp.
Yeah, there's one called, I think it's called Whiskey Bar, or Whiskey House of San Diego. And then there's the Aero Club Bar, which is like, I think it closed for a while, maybe during COVID, they maybe relocated, but it was like a very old near the airport bar. And it had just a dive feel in a book that thick of whiskey in it. And so while kind of maybe doesn't have like the bourbon legacy that some of these cities have, it has really good spots to hit. And you're also in Southern California weather. It's kind of hard to beat.
Yeah.
So,
I would say ASW down in Atlanta, Georgia. It's in a really cool area. It's got like these like warehouses that have been remodeled and kind of industrial. ASW distillery is down there. What's that beer down there? I can't ever remember. Sweetwater's down there. There's a couple of restaurants. The ASW's got a bar in there that you can get all kinds of different cocktails. And I mean, they have like 37 different whiskey brands to choose from. That's a really cool experience. Oh, and if you ever get to take the tour, it's literally right behind the doors, but it is one of the most educational tours. I mean, they walk you through like what this does and what it contains and what we do to get rid of it or add it back in. They've got two different types of stills. They've just got there's two stills, but they cook them differently. There's like a one that's like super fast and hot, and then there's one that's just kind of more in the pocket so that they can kind of dabble in.
So your answer is Atlanta.
Yeah. ASW area, but there's a lot more to do around there.
Right, but he said, what's the best bourbon drinking cities? And you're saying a distillery.
Oh,
right.
Bourbon.
That's where I'm trying to help you out here. You're like, I said, so you're saying Atlanta.
Well, I mean, me personally, I'd say Mexico Beach. Like, if I'm going to get down to it, I mean, yes, I have visually seen it. I have drank a bunch at ASW in Atlanta. Let me go ahead and tell you where I don't want to go. Atlanta. I don't want to. The traffic is insane.
You just missed the entire point of the question.
Crime is so bad. 285, no cops on it ever.
All right, so Brian wants to know what's the best bourbon drinking cities, and you're saying
Nashville,
Mexico Beach. Okay, Brian, I'm gonna have you repeat your question because he did not listen to it.
Did he say Tennessee?
He said outside of like Louisville
Kentucky.
and Nashville. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'd say Indianapolis was great. That was great. That's Indiana.
Indiana. Will, that was helpful. Greeze, that was an excellent rant as always.
How can I make it up, Brian? How can I make it up to you?
Nah, you can't. It was priceless entertainment as always.
Okay.
What would you say, Brian?
So I live outside of DC, so we obviously have Jack Rose, which is fun. I would enjoy, I haven't been since, probably 15 years and wasn't as into whiskey back then. I would love to check out Charleston, Husk, and some of those other places. I think that'd be great.
There's also a big beer scene in Charleston too, if you like beer.
Yeah, I think I agree with Charleston would be a good whiskey city. But then I also think, as you noted, Washington D.C. just has a great drinking culture as a town. So,
a
lot of fun.
I agree. And cabs take credit cards now. Thank God.
Have you ever used Uber?
Okay, that's fair. Why would you do an Uber though when that freaking yellow car is just sitting right there? It's so much. It's
They
fast.
don't do the zones anymore.
It's faster because you know who drives fast in DC? Not Ubers. Taxis. They freaking fly. We've got a couple of calls.
Yeah, Brian, thanks for calling in, buddy.
We love you.
All right, thanks as always.
I will give you
Cheers.
a real answer when we FaceTime later.
I doubt it. All right, we've got Roger. Roger, welcome to the podcast. You're on the air.
Fourth-time caller, long-time listener.
Oh, you sound great.
Go down a rabbit hole. I'm going to check back to Brian's question he just mentioned about places, great cities to go to.
Yeah.
To drink bourbon or whiskey. Kansas City, because of the steak, barbecue, and they've got two really decent little local distilleries around there.
Right.
Ben Holiday and Jay Rieger.
Yes.
We have done it this past year.
Yeah, when we were in Kansas City, we were able to consume quite a bit of bourbon
and all the local stuff too.
And
it was every bit of it.
I love is it Rieger? Is that how you pronounce it? Or is it Rieger?
Jay Rieger, yeah.
Rieger,
Jay
yeah.
Rieger, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, we got to try like 5 or 6 different products from them. We did a tasting like right in front of the arena because we were down there for the Outlaw Days for the PBR
Professional Bull Riders,
not series. Yeah,
not the beer.
Yeah, the team series. And I was very impressed with the stuff that was coming out of Kansas City. There was also like an agave spirit. I have to go look it up. It may have been something like goat or something goat, but it was an agave spirit. Can't be called tequila because it's not made in Mexico, but it was very, very good. I was very pleased with that, and I need to actually hunt down a bottle of that. Kansas City, great drinking town.
Yeah,
great food.
They had some stuff that was a little young, but we both agreed that there was a lot of flavor.
Yes.
in that
and
that younger
consistently,
whiskey.
even among the other places, all quality flavors that were coming out.
Yeah.
When a lot of places, it's like if you get the one craft place, you're like you've hit a gold mine. But there were several craft makers of spirits, not just whiskey, but also, like I said, that that agave spirit that was just so surprisingly good.
Yeah,
and you can have a blast in that town.
Yeah, Roger. Basically, what we're saying is we second you. Kansas City was awesome. It was great.
Yeah,
it was real good.
Yeah, Ben Holiday's just starting to get into their riding their getting on that horse and riding, and they're doing really good. They got 2 good bottle and bonds out now, and they do really well. But my question, get back to my question.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on 5 different mash bills for 4 rows of single barrels. Should I continue down that road and try to get all 10, or is that just a never-ending battle?
Here's what I would do, because I know you want my input. Are you wanting to drink them? Are you wanting to drink them? Or are you wanting to trade them? Or are you wanting to sell them?
I am drinking. I get 2 bottles of each most of the time. So I'm drinking one, and I'm trying to keep another one so that at one point, if I can get all 10, I'll have all 10 that I can taste out to my friends.
Then I would absolutely keep
love
going
the fact that you're getting 2 of each mash bill. So our friend Kim, she actually just recently hosted a virtual tasting for people all over the country,
like 20 people.
Yeah, in her friend group, where she was doing the same thing. Bought 2 of each one, held it back, and finally completed the set, and then was able to share with people to try the whole thing. And it was a fantastic experience. I've done all 10 recipes in a tasting twice.
Yeah.
No, 3 times now. 3 times now. It's super fun. I did one with Justin and Bearded Dram and Cam.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
It's a really fun experience. Especially if you sample it out with friends that will appreciate it and understand like the labor of love that you put into getting all those mash bills. And if you've got 5, I have a feeling that it won't be the end of the world to get the last 5.
If you've got you'll
be able to do it.
If you've got a good relationship with a store, you're gonna probably hit those next 5 over if they get a barrel every year, because they're cycling through most of those recipes. Like, you might not see OESO for like 10 more years, but it comes, you know what I mean?
Also, if you let people know that's what you're doing, then people all of a sudden want to pitch in and try to help.
Oh,
so you can try to get other folks.
Grab like 3 or 4 other ones and trade them.
Oh, that's another good point
because
too.
There's 30,000 more other people that are probably trying to do the same thing as you, and they're looking for it.
Yeah, that's a good call, Greeze.
There's a mellow it might not be the best. It might not be the best thing to do, but there's a Facebook group called Mellow Moments, and you could post in there, but hey guys, huge Four Roses fan. I'm trying to get a couple of recipes that I haven't been able to track down. Is there somewhere where there's a community that's cool to trade and do that stuff? You don't want to do it in that group, but you could ask them. You could ask people where it is.
Yeah. All right, Roger.
Recently we've had a bunch of them around here, so I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, thanks for calling.
Yeah, I love the question as well.
I love talking about Four Roses
all day long. Thank you, Roger. All right, we got DP calling on the line.
Oh man,
Dustin P.
What's
up, buddy? You're on the air.
What up?
Hey, buddy.
First time, long time.
Yeah.
5'10" on a good day. Hard 260.
Hey, buddy, but keep wearing black, man. It makes you look thin.
That's the hard 260 part.
We're playing. I think I'm playing golf
this weekend. I want to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we're playing golf. I'm coming to town this weekend. I want to know from Will where to get a biscuit.
Best biscuits? Is that what you're looking for?
Well, best biscuit in Nashville, greater Nashville area.
I'm conflicted because it's not my hometown. There's like 3 places to go in my hometown. There's like kind of sort of 2 places here.
Okay.
If you want a fluffy biscuit, there's that market right downtown Franklin. I can't remember.
Is Greeze talking?
Yeah, he's saying words, but nothing's coming out.
I can't remember.
I don't want him.
Mercantile.
Greeze will golf. I want the biscuit from Will. I want to know where Will, if he's going to go get the best biscuit in Nashville, where is he going?
I mean, what are you talking about?
There's a Sean Brock breakfast place that
Joyland. You can go get a biscuit at Joyland.
Yeah,
Joyland is great.
Yeah, Joyland's good. A lot of people would say Loveless Cafe. I think Loveless Cafe has great biscuits.
Yeah.
They're small, so you can eat 1,000 of them.
Great jams.
Great accoutrement to go on the biscuit. The rest of their food is fine, but Ruby Sunshine in downtown Franklin,
Great Eggs Benedict,
has a incredible biscuit, way too good for
like a little boutique restaurant.
Yeah, it is their biscuit it's like a cat head biscuit. It's giant, and so you think when you look at it, it looks almost a little hard, and you're like, this is not going to be the best biscuit. But somehow they got a good crust on it and just a very moist, savory, fluffy inside. Kind of like me, hardened on the outside, solid crust, but once you get inside, I'm just fluffy and just filled with air.
I can relate.
That's good.
I also suggest Big Bad Breakfast. Pretty good.
Yeah, Big Bad Breakfast. I actually had their
pancakes are freaking
I had
great.
Had a breakfast sandwich yesterday that had sausage, egg, and cheese on it, which was a solid choice. So Big Bad Breakfast, I would say, is up there as well.
Yeah, I've had both of those. Ruby Sunshine is good. They're in New Orleans based, I think, right?
Correct. Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm. DP is trying to make this potluck
very, very good.
so bad.
I love it.
He wants potluck. He's like, I don't want to talk whiskey, guys. I want to talk about biscuits. I want potluck back so bad.
Yeah, I want to make a bourbon.
I just love hearing Will talk about food. It's my favorite thing.
Me too. He does pick good dishes.
Oh man,
he does.
I'm just thinking about
So
biscuits
good.
now. I love a good biscuit. There's really nothing better.
That's all. Love you guys.
You know what's unfortunate though, Dustin, is that still one of the greatest biscuits on the planet is a Hardee's biscuit. Like the biscuits are just so well done that it's like they're handmade from scratch every single day.
Bojangles too,
and they taste great. See, Bojangles is a little bit crustier for me. And I love the consistency.
It's number 2.
Yeah, it's so good. So that's where it is. It's like, man, you're saying a fast food place, but yeah, but it is just that good. So,
all right, love you, buddy.
Tremendous.
Thanks
Love
for
you,
always
Phil, again.
supporting us.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
Hope to see you this weekend.
You bet,
bud.
man.
So, by the way, if anybody needs any graphic work,
yeah,
DP's your man. Reach out to us. We'll connect you.
Yeah, or some coaching as well.
Coaching, super talented, podcast production, editing for your YouTube channel, all this other stuff. Reach out to us and we'll connect you if you need to.
All right, we got another call. See, now they're flooding in.
Well, yeah, like what's going on here?
All right, so before that, we're going to drink it. Well, all those are you're seeing all the ones
I
that
see.
have
I
come
see.
through.
I see.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see.
so we've got in the
I was
queue.
stressed. I was like, we got 3 people.
So if we go down here,
What was this pour again? I had not drank it.
oh, that's the Parker's Heritage double barrel 2022. Dose. All right, this though is King of Kentucky, 128.3 proof, 14-year, 2021 bottle number 48 out of 111. So I'm going to pour that in a minute, but you're just now slurping down that.
It's more astringent than I thought it would be. What's the proof on it?
Doesn't say.
Shoot, should have looked that up and Google it. You can tell that there's a great flavor profile in there. I just can't get to it, or at least not on the first sip. You can't really judge on the first sip unless you're doing Matt Madness, because you have like 2 seconds to answer.
For those of you playing podcast bingo at home, I think someone just got a bingo when Greeze said Matt Madness.
It has calmed down. It's opened up a little bit.
Matt Madness or the whiskey?
The whiskey.
Oh, got it.
I'm kind of getting thoughts of maybe this is over oaked.
Well, it's double oaked.
I know,
double
but
barrel.
I don't think it needed it.
I think it tastes really good.
I'm not saying it tastes bad. No, by no means is it bad. No means. I think I was expecting a little bit more developed, complex, like product from that brand, that run.
I liked it. All right, you want to pour yourself a little King of Kentucky?
Oh my gosh! What? No! Hang on.
No. I'm going to put Mark on the line.
This is one of my top 5 pours.
All right,
for sure.
Mark is on the air. Welcome, Mark. What's up, buddy?
Boys. So what the hell's going on?
Well, we're drinking whiskey, talking to people live on the internet, and
I get that.
I just heard a cork pop. What are you drinking?
So my lovely wife, we got married in May, and she gave me a bottle. She asked me all these questions. What bottle do you like? Blah 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 blah. And I told her, I said, well, I really like Old Forester 1910. It's a good bottle. Just run of the mill.
Yeah.
So she got me a bottle and got it engraved. It says in celebration of her wedding, May 6th, 2013. And she got me a bottle of 1910. So long gone.
She could have splurged for
now. That is my
1920.
infinity. It's now my infinity bottle.
Wait, quick question.
So
I think I misunderstood. Did you get married in 2013 or in 2023?
2023.
You said engraved 2013, and I got thrown.
Yeah, she had it engraved on the bottle.
Nice.
Don't know what she paid for it. Probably
Beautiful.
way too much.
Yeah.
But she loves me.
They have gone down in price though, from because there's like newer technology they can mass produce them, which is nice. But I have it's still expensive.
I have no idea who she went through to have it done and stuff. But it's like laser engraved in the bottle. But I decided, okay, well, hell, that can be my, that's my new infinity bottle.
Right. So I love that.
That's what's in there.
How many infinities have you added to it thus far?
Well, there's probably about 6 or 7 different bottles in there. I'm not good at keeping track.
Yeah.
To get down to like the bottom, like last ounce, and they go in there.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of everything in there.
I like it.
Maybe I need to get a hydrometer and put it in there and find out what the proof
Test
is.
the
Because
proof.
I have no clue.
I think you can get them on Amazon pretty cheap.
Oh yeah, they're only like $10-15.
Right.
Yeah, you can get them pretty cheap. But but anyway, I polished off my bottle of 3-chord honey toasted.
Oh
tonight. Yeah, good bottle.
solid. Didn't take you
I
too
chat
long
with
to get
Ar-
through that
I
one.
chat with Ari Sussman. Well, I chat with Ari Sussman online because I live in northern Michigan, so
Yeah.
he's up here all the time because he does all the stuff for Mammoth too. And we chit chat back and forth. And I told him, I said, polish it off. He goes, that was a good bottle.
Yeah, Ari actually has like land in Lake Michigan.
He has an island.
An island on Lake
yeah,
Michigan.
he does. He's near me. He's not too far from
Yeah,
me.
he's
up in
like
Leelanau
doing like
County.
this heirloom corn or
Grain,
like
it's a
different-
rye. It's a
Oh,
rye
yeah.
grain
Okay.
that
So-
it's because of where it
so-
is in Lake Michigan. It's like untouched from cross pollination.
So it's okay. So it's Sleeping Bear Dunes, and then there's 2 islands out there, the Manitou Islands, and they're
Right.
growing this certain rye out on the islands. So somehow they got an agreement with the state, with the national parks, to be able to grow the grain out there, and they go out there and harvest the grain to turn into the Mammoth whiskey that they're making.
Right.
That's how they do it.
Yep.
It's quite a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's jumped through a lot of hoops,
It's
but
impressive.
he knows a lot of people here in Michigan because he's really ingrained with Michigan State.
He's
as far
very
as all that goes, and he's
yeah.
like, yeah,
He's
So,
very smart.
quite the
He's
guy.
connected.
Mover and a shaker,
He's
really.
a dream. I mean, that dude's a dreamer.
he really is.
Yeah.
And by the way, Matt, which I told you before, I've got some samples. I'm sending you some Michigan whiskeys. I just got to get them in the mail.
Yeah, there's a solid
I-
chance
you
we
know, I
will,
put- I
as
put-
soon as they
I
get
put
in the
them together
mail,
for Shayla.
we'll visit them
Well, I
in
put them together for
2096.
Shayla, and I sent them to her because she's home visiting her mom in Yakima, and I sent them to her with another piece of art. But I need to put a couple pieces of art for your kids and get them in the mail.
That's true, man. They stole the one. They stole. He's a good artist,
know,
man.
you told me
They stole
You told
my
me that.
painting and Everly put it in a room.
Well,
You also aren't good
You
at
know,
boundaries, Grease. So
Right.
it's on you.
what was that?
I said Grease also isn't good at boundaries, so that one's on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But but like I said, I polished off that bottle tonight, but then I was going on there and I figured, well, I should open up a bottle. That was the cork pop you heard, so I'm going to take the chug. Here we go.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh,
Solid.
That's a way
I
to do
love
it.
it.
Well,
but
Mark,
that's,
Mark, we appreciate you calling in, buddy. Thanks for the.
hey, I love you guys.
I love you too, man. Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
calling.
much.
We appreciate it.
Hey, and hey, I'm sorry you're not coming to Pours this year.
I
Well,
know,
got to
dude.
hang out with
It's
you.
my daughter's
Coming, but you-
birthday.
but you got other stuff. I get it, dude. Last year we
Sometimes you
didn't go
gotta-
because
you
I
gotta hang out
proposed
with
to
the kids.
Mercedes.
Yep. Oh,
Well, I
by the way,
proposed to Mercedes
what?
on the day of Pours, and it was like it was her birthday weekend and stuff. I was like, and we were over that way because we have a cottage over on that side of the state
Yeah.
in Michigan, and but it was like this was more important, and I told Dan, it's like, yeah, not making it this year.
Yeah.
But we're going.
So
This
for those that are listening that don't know, Pours he's referring to as Pours in the Park, put
Right.
on by the Bourbon Junkies up in Michigan.
Right.
And I'm going to go ahead and say this
Yep.
about Michigan, dude, is that at Pours in the Park last year, they had pretty much all Michigan-based distilleries, but
Yeah,
then
they did a really
had
good job of
well,
that.
they had Bardstown Bourbon go. Dude, I'm telling you right
Yeah.
now, all the ones that I had from Michigan, pretty freaking solid.
Yeah, yeah, and you had like that one
Oh,
really special.
I'm telling
one,
you.
right?
Well, I'll have to send you what Ari sent me the other day. He sent me this quote, but he said, with all the water we got here and all the soil we got here and everything, and we're the 45th parallel where they grow all the wine. He goes, there's nothing that says that we should not be growing or making beautiful whiskeys here.
Right.
And it was like he sent me this whole quote, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I'll shoot you a text. I'll send it to you.
That sounds awesome,
It was
Mark.
pretty
Mark.
cool.
Well, we appreciate you, buddy.
We got about 3 more calls. We got to run to real quick.
All
We
right.
appreciate you calling
Okay,
in, bud.
we'll let you go.
See you, buddy.
Take care.
All right. So we have
Go to the one that's been waiting the longest.
Well, obvious. I know how to do this, dum dum.
Okay, Keisha. Oh yeah, Keisha.
All right.
Go way
so
back.
We've got Keisha calling, and you got a question for us. What's up?
Hi,
Well, hello, Keisha.
long time caller, first time listener, long time caller.
Love it. So you just call us
I
a
wanted
lot.
to know.
It's that Keisha. Okay. Ringing
wanted
some
to
bells
know-
over here, Keisha.
What whiskey makes Grease's clothes fall off? And what's Winnie the Pooh's favorite?
What's Winnie the Pooh's favorite whiskey? Easy.
This is the greatest. This is the greatest call. I mean, what whiskey doesn't make my clothes come off? It's all over the internet.
Whiskey the Pooh happens to love anything with a touch of honey to it. But I don't know. I typically prefer when Grease's clothes are on, but I'm a bear that wears no pants. So who am I to judge?
He's professional, guys. Like, he's so good at it. I can't do it.
Oh, bother.
Perfect.
My poo sounds like it's been smoking Marlboro Reds for 30 years.
Please tell us what whiskey makes your clothes fall off, man. People know
honestly,
they want to hear.
I can't wait for fourth.
So Keisha, I got real bad position twice down here in this nook during Matt Madness last year, and it was because Matt Porter put like 2 light whiskeys in there or something like that. One, it was like 140 proof, and then there was another one later in another round I was in. And both of those times I had light whiskey because I would shoot everything at the end.
Right.
That I didn't drink. So there's 4 samples, 2 ounces each, just popping them down.
Yeah.
Light whiskey got to me. And Keisha, I'm not aware if I had clothes on or off. No idea.
They were in the washing machine for sure, though.
Oh, yeah. No, they got dirty.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what happened,
They
but
came
they
off
got
eventually.
Yeah. I was like, why does this smell like buttered popcorn? I'm like, well, I filled up the basement last night with popcorn and it got a little wild.
Yeah.
Keisha came over.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just writing this down. Bring light whiskey to fourth. Hey, thanks, y'all. Have a good night.
Keisha,
Thank you
have
for
a good
calling.
one.
We appreciate it. And hey, I said I wanted someone to call in and make Grease laugh, and I haven't seen as big of a pop as
That was
in a
pretty.
long
That
time.
was a pop. That was a big pop.
So my favorite thing about the
My stomach
software
hurts.
that we use for the call in is that it has like a transcription. Like, so the computer screens it, and you just say your name and what you're calling about. And Lord only knows that when you're doing a whiskey show and people call in, some of the things that this tries to say.
Hey,
first
time listening.
This says no man Eric Urban bottle caps for a PC. So
we don't know what we're getting into.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you Eric Urban himself, or are you no man?
Rolling dice.
I don't know.
It's Laura and Eric.
It's Laura and Eric
Yeah,
calling down
so
from the beach.
This isn't the computer's
Dude,
fault.
whenever
This
we
is
just-
their fault.
Whenever we hear a female's laugh and she caves, like every time, like Laura caves
poker
every
face.
time, like she wants to make something like happen or funny or whatever, but then she gets to that point and then she's just like,
Hey, no man Eric Urban bottle caps for a PC.
I have no idea why it said that. That's not even close to what I said.
All right, what did you try to say, and how much have you had to drink today?
I guess. But we are hosting a corporate event where we are doing a VIP bourbon tasting. So what is a must-have bottle for that? That's accessible.
I think something cool. There's 2 bottles that I would go after.
Well,
that I think.
First of all, how many people are going to need to be served?
About 100.
About 100. So you're going to need a couple of whatever accessible bottle is there. Yeah.
Something obtainable that's not going to break the bank. You might have to pay, $80-$90 for it or whatever is the E.H. Taylor small batch.
Yeah.
Number one, it's great presentation. I'd also pick up a Booker's or something. Find a Booker's out there. Presentation also, again, nice. People have heard about the Booker's name. They're well aware of it. They know that that's a higher end product.
Yeah, I think those are very good calls by Greeze. A couple things I would also do. You just smirked like I've never said anything positive about you before in my life. When I said those are good calls by Greeze, for those of you listening, he just like, thanks, buddy. Like I did good tonight.
I got that tingle back in my
So
gut.
we've had a few. We've done a few high-end tastings for corporate events, and one thing I would say that I've always liked to surprise people with something that they've never heard of but is really good. And one of those, I would always take the 13th Colony Rye because it's it's easy to get. But odds are people have never had it, and the flavor is so good that they're shocked and they feel like they need to go look for this because they've never heard of it. So that's kind of a little party trick because it's not going to set you back, but it's definitely something they've never heard of, and they're going to be surprised how much they like it. But then on top of that, I would say you said E.H. Taylor small batch. I agree with that. I think also maybe something like a Weller Full Proof, if you could get a few of those, because it's now such a known quantity and known entity. But it's also because it's a little bit higher proof, you can probably give a little bit less and you can spread it as far as same with the Bookers.
Yeah. I don't know what your budget, what your budget is, but the full proof would, that'd be pretty decently hard to get. Cheaply.
Yeah. But I think I like your E.H. Taylor small batch idea. The Booker's idea was great. And I like my party trick of like 13th Colony Rye. So
yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I like that. What about, I have one more suggestion.
Okay.
What about that Nulu peach that's lost in Grease's garage that Eric bought me 2 years ago for my birthday?
The Nulu
peach? That'd be a
peach?
good one to throw in there?
100% chance that's been drunk or
No.
gifted.
The Nulu peach? Laura, is it the Nulu peach?
Yeah, that's what she said. She said Nulu peach.
Or was it the cherry? I've got it.
Nulu peach.
Eric, I've got it. I'm going to mail that crap. Getting called out publicly. Freaking A, Laura. You could have just texted. You got to call me out on a live.
That's on you.
Yeah, but we were going for the last from Will because that was the challenge.
Yeah, that was a challenge. Yeah, it's not hard to make Will laugh though, unless it's me.
If it's about you, I'll laugh all day.
Yeah, you will. But I mean, if I'm trying to get you to laugh, there's a wall up immediately, so I have to puncture that wall, and it's a pretty thick wall.
What are you saying? You saying I'm thick?
You crushed
Eric and Laura, y'all have fun at the beach. Clearly, having fun is not a problem for you guys.
Love you guys too. Have fun.
Bye. Oh man! All right, we got our final caller of the night.
We know all these people. This is great.
Yeah, we're going with the. This is the OG,
Chris,
executive producer, Chris P. You're on the air, bud.
Chris Propokiak, welcome to the show.
How you guys doing?
Oh, we are mighty fine. We've been drinking some Parker's Heritage Double Barrel 2022, a little King of Kentucky, a little 2021 action there.
I accidentally shot the first King of
Courtesy
Kentucky
of you.
pour.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are liking it.
Oh,
Always.
the King of Kentucky is great. I actually thought that I was expecting more from the Parker's Heritage Double Oaked. I was expecting.
I agree.
Yeah, like here's the deal. It's great.
Fantastic.
It's a fantastic pour.
Between the two of these, though, this King of Kentucky is borderline hard to beat.
The mouthfeel on the Parker's Heritage is good. There's just a lot. There's a tinge more ethanol than I would like it to have.
Yeah,
if I'm being honest. But Chris, thank you for sharing that. It's a freaking great pour.
Of course.
What are you up to, bud?
So my question is, over watching the podcast for a while, I've grown to have quite a large collection of different bottles. I'm sure you guys are the same, and a lot of other listeners too. And so whenever you just want to have like a pour of whiskey, how do you actually figure out what bottle to go to when you start to collect so many of them?
I have
store
a great
picks. Method. All right, so you do store picks.
Well, if I'm looking for just we're hanging out, or if it's like, hey, come down to the Nook, I'll pour you something special. Yeah. So there's two different things there.
Yeah, he's just saying, how do you pick what you're going to drink
when it's up in the kitchen cabinet?
Right, kitchen cabinet pours.
Yep.
We did those. We did 2 videos recently, and that's where Greeze kind of coined that phrase. He called them kitchen cabinet pours, is because it's what he doesn't have to go to the basement for.
Right.
So it's kind of what's on hand upstairs that he'll go after. Is there any rhyme or reason how you select which ones are there, or just what gets left up there?
Me?
Yeah.
Typically it's things that I do have multiples of that I like to just give it a whirl, let it open up, get some air in there, try it on ice, try it on whatever. So I wouldn't call it research because I'm not sitting there trying to figure out the nuances of it, but that's just how it ends up happening. There's a tequila up there, there's a barrel aged tequila up there, there's a Zacco rum or Zacco rum or whatever. Zacco rum up there. So there's different offerings, but I've got some Old Forester up there. I've got a Makers that I just need to throw away.
Yeah.
Sucks.
I'll take it.
It does. It's not good.
Go get it for the next
and I've had good Makers. I'm not saying Makers sucks. I'm saying that Makers.
I don't get it. I want to try it in the next episode.
All right.
Chris, the way I have started doing it is because of the quantity situation, as you referenced earlier. What I've been doing is taking bottles that are half empty, and then I kind of set them right up front, kind of similar to the kitchen cabinet situation. But in my whiskey room, I kind of set them right up front underneath, like where all my glassware is. And there's normally 4 or 5 bottles at any given time. And when one's gone, I throw it away and I replace it with another one that's kind of half empty. And so I end up just drinking through things. And a lot of times I'm reaching in the back of the cabinet and find what's been open for a minute that, hasn't been pulled out in a while. And that's kind of how I do it. And then if it's like a good store pick that I get and I try and I'm really into it, I leave it up front as well. So it's kind of a hybrid of trying to clear out shelf space and as well, just like things that I'm into at the moment. But the danger is, and I'm kind of getting in this situation now, is we've had so much and I've gone through so much recently, and I've kind of pulled back on the buying side of just picking up even just like everyday staples. Is that now I'm looking at my cabinet, I'm like, a lot of these are ones that I'm like saving for a special occasion or for like a party or something that I want to drink with other people. I don't want it to just be a go-to. So I am kind of running low on like everyday stock that I need to kind of get back into. So I'm just drinking a lot of Kentucky Owl Batch 7 right now. It's crazy. Yeah.
Nice.
What do you do, Chris?
Is that your casual pour up in the cabinet?
I mean, I'm running out of everyday drinkers. So what do you do as far as that plan? Do you have any method to your madness?
I mean, I've been trying kind of similar to both of you of having a kind of a special, set of shelves of things to just kind of drink through that I've had for a while and have been open. I find that I often still just skip past that and then go for something else. So it hasn't worked out all that well. That's what I'm trying.
I feel like it hasn't worked out. I feel like it hasn't worked out that well is literally probably whiskey drinkers probably say that once a week.
Yeah, that could be like a t-shirt. It hasn't worked out that well.
Day drinking.
Yeah.
It hasn't worked out that well.
That always works out well. I don't know what you're talking about.
Feels pretty good. I'm super creative.
All right, Chris. Thank you for calling, and thank you for the pours, the double barrel of Parker's Heritage and the King of Kentucky.
I think you're the last call of the night, Chris. I think we're wrapping. We've gone over time.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for calling.
Night.
Thanks for calling in, man.
All right.
Dude,
so
this was fun.
We had a great time. It was super fun.
Some legends called.
We got a lot of callers too. We had over 10 calls, which is kind of a record for one of these call-in shows for us. And
I saw a couple like back out.
Good variety of people and questions. So we enjoyed that. We appreciate you guys participating. I know that it's a little unusual. It's not something you typically see on the internet as a call-in show like this, but I really do appreciate it.
I think it's awesome. Leave it in the comments if you want us to do more of these. I beg Will all the time. I'm like, I love this. We can talk about whiskey news. We can banter. We just heard about some stuff happening out of Michigan.
Yeah.
We had some input because we also know what's going on out there. Like, it's just great. I freaking love it. I love it so much. In the comments, let us know if you love it.
All right, folks. Hey, if you want to,
Will know.
If you want to. So what do you mean if Will know? I'm the one that created this call.
I know you did, but I want to do it like every other week.
Well, then go on a 2-month vacation again, and I'll do it every week. It's fine. That's where it came from. All right, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in, for calling in. If you want to support the channel, you can give us a thumbs up. You can subscribe. Those are free ways to do it, or you can join our Patreon. Town Hall level is a winner. There was quite a few Town Hall and virtual barn night.
Great Town Hall this past week.
I know. I was flying back from my trip and which you'll hear more about next week. So I didn't get to join, but I heard that it was quite fun, and my blood pressure only rose a couple times. I remember that you were doing it by yourself, so it's fine.
Wait, did you get any texts this time?
A couple. Well, I got a couple texts that didn't say like Greeze said this, but they were questions, and I'm like, why did you ask that? Where'd that come from? Andrew West, that didn't just come out of your head. There was a reason you asked me this question. So check it out. Patreon.com/the podcast. We really appreciate it. It helps keep the lights on, keep the channel going, and keep the podcast flowing. Hey, also, we got word that the Jack Daniel's single barrel rye has hit the distributor and will be soon for our Oak and Thieves Barrel Club
in DC. So it's just got to make it from the warehouse to the retailer.
So if you are a part of Oak and Thieves and you've been waiting for that, it's around the corner, like the next few days. So check that out. oakandthieves.com if you want to join our barrel club. Other than that, Greeze, it's been a fun time. We don't know Jack,
but we'll drink it.